Welcome to another edition of that show. You know what it is. Soul on Soul with Finesse. You know, we keeping you so connected, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to be with you as we give you the best of independent artist music. And today I got to go home. And for you folks who don't know, I am born and raised in, not born and raised. Let me take that back because Florida would be mad. I was raised in upstate Syracuse, New York. I've got a lot of connections and honestly, so the radios and the connections I've made in the music business all started from Syracuse. Shout out to Syracuse University Z89 and the old WOLF. And these are folks that I've grew up with that are doing music, always been supportive. And if you don't turn down that mess behind him, so I can hear, you got it going on in my ear. But my guest today is Mr. Shawn Seals and his group SMX Experience. He's got brand new music. For you folks who don't know, who don't live in the New York State area, Shawn's been doing things in music for the last few years. And this new music he has out now, I think this is really going to put them on the map. So, Mr. Seals, welcome to Soul on Soul with Finesse, keeping you soul connected. How you doing, homeboy?
I'm doing good, and I'm excited.
All right. Got to catch up with the whole Syracuse. A lot of people in Syracuse say, man, Finesse, you blew up. When you going to put us on the map? So I don't want to put nobody on the map. I want y'all to come with your stuff and come correct. And you're the first one to come correct. So I appreciate you for doing that. All right?
Man, had to.
And so for everyone who doesn't know who Shawn Seals is and your group, can you give a little bit of history about who you are, how you got started in the music, and talk a little bit about your group?
Okay, my name's Shawn Seals, raised here in Syracuse, New York, on the South Side. Went and graduated from Fowler High School. Been doing music. Church, grew up in church musician. Right now, I'm a musical director at the church I'm currently a member of, Victory Temple, and I just been writing songs and writing music for the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Now, the music from your group, and I've been following for a few years, you have a combination of that funk, that soul, little gospel feel. What's the whole basis behind your group and the sound?
The basics behind the group is I got tired of doing everything myself. Mm-hmm. Most of my early stuff I recorded myself, every instrument, and I sort of wanted to branch out a little bit more. I wanted to actually perform. Here's the truth of it: grew up in church, and if you grew up in church like I grew up in church, you were frowned upon playing other music. Mm-hmm. And I always listened to other music. In my personal time, I played. And so I just started creating music. I started doing gospel jazz, and then it sort of grew from there and developed from there to where however I felt at the moment, that's what I wrote and that's what I recorded. And then I was just like, you know what? This can't be just for myself, other people mm-hmm. got to hear it. And I just let it go, to start doing what I felt. Mm-hmm. And, even doing bookings, and I just play what I feel, and it's good music. Yeah, it's just good music. And that's where I put it at. The sound is a combination of everything I grew up listening to, from the Beatles to Bruce Springsteen to Michael Jackson, Mint Condition, James Moore, Andre Crouch, Ty Tribbett. It just all of that. Oscar Peterson. It just all of that. Stanley Clarke, George Duke, Herbie Hancock, Maynard Ferguson, just all of that, and I was sort of put into a box and made to develop a unique sound, and which is what I did.
Well, I mean, isn't that what soul music is?
Yes, sir.
So in saying that, Shawn, what is your definition of soul music? Shawn's definition, not the textbook, but your definition of soul music.
That's a fair question. I never thought about it. I would have to say soul music to me is the essence of its creator. With the inspiration from God, but the essence of the creator.
Okay. All right. So Shawn Seals, his group SMX Seals Experience, with us today as a host on Soul on Soul with Finesse. We're going to take a break right now, but when we come back, we're going to get more into Shawn and his music, so give you a chance to hear some of his music. And I got to support hometown. My executive producer is also from Syracuse, so we don't want anyone to say that we didn't support our own, because we always do. So follow us as we do what we do. Soul on Soul with Finesse, Shawn Seals. We're keeping you soul connected. Make sure you follow Soul on Soul with Finesse on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Soul on Soul with Finesse. I'm your boy Finesse. My special guest, Shawn Seals, as we take a trip to New York, upstate New York, talking to Shawn Seals and his group, SMX. Shawn, you in the first segment, you talked about your experience growing up in church, gospel music, and we've had several different artists that started off in church, and we've interviewed some inspirational artists. I never really got the chance to ask them, but you talked about how that had an influence on what you did when it came to your music. As someone who plays in a church and being looked at just doing church music, it's frowned upon to do secular music or even release secular music. How has that hurt or helped your career so far, especially being an independent artist?
For me, I'm pretty much playing 20 years to catch up. So where my peers have been playing and playing in local club scene and, you know, doing those things and the casinos and stuff like that, I'm pretty much playing catch up now because I had that same mindset that I'm only supposed to do one thing. I'm only supposed to play this particular type of music. This is all. I'm in the church, you know, I'm a Christian, and this is all I'm supposed to do. And I had some conversations with even my current pastor. And if this is my job and this is my livelihood, it has nothing to do with my personal spiritual communion with God. I mean, this is what you do should have no bearing on how can I put this? It should have no bearing on who you are. Like just because I play a bar or a club, that doesn't mean I partake of those things. I know who I am. And I tell people easily, and listen, my performance is not the same as my worship. Because when I'm playing in my church, that's what my focus is. My focus is I'm here for God, and this is where I'm gonna give him all of me here. And when I'm on stage, well, now I'm into my profession. Now I'm into my career, and I'm going to give my all there. And you know, it has nothing to do with drinking or drugging or illicit sex. It has nothing to do with any of that because that's not who I am. I'm a musician. I play. I now sing. So, and that's my choice. And I made that choice with an open mind.
How do you get a chance to really market and get folks to see you outside of seeing you at the church walls, or at least giving you a shot to listen, not only listen to the music, but to hear the words that you're saying in your music?
You know, it's the funniest thing because a lot of my friends now at this age are pastors and bishops and superintendents, you know, and missionaries, and they're teachers in the church and different denominations, and they listen to my music. But there is that separation. Okay, we're gonna do this here, but we're gonna do this here. You know what I'm saying? Because music is universal. A lot of people like jazz music. Everybody likes jazz music. Everybody goes out and they listen to live music. And I think that's where. And I mean, I'm not talking about the church I'm talking about the church in general. That we get locked in and we lock people in to not enjoying the things that God created for us to enjoy. And because I wasn't raised up with with an understanding of the love of God, but more so of the rigors, the regiment. Okay, we're gonna go to Sunday school. We're gonna go to Bible study. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. If you do X, Y, if you go to movies, if you go to ball games, if you if you watch cartoons on Sunday morning and Saturday, you're going to hell. And it's not even like that. And that's where a lot of us were finding that, we couldn't have a life. We couldn't have an inclusive life outside of church, where if I was a plumber, I can go do a job anywhere, and it has no bearing on my spiritual walk. But if I'm a musician and I go do a job somewhere else, then I'm doing something wrong, and that's the farthest. In my opinion, that's the farthest thing from the truth.
And you're talking about the being able to get out and do shows so people can hear your music. One of the things that I had the pleasure of being a part of was the Syracuse, was it called the Jazz Fest? I forgot what it's called now.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so being a part of that. So now that you got the band and you have this new music, will you be doing stuff like the Syracuse Jazz Fest?
I hope so. That's one of the goals, is to do some of these larger festivals like Syracuse Jazz Fest, Rochester Jazz Fest, Montreal Jazz Fest. That's the goal. That's the purpose, is to break out of local artistry and really be a world artist.
Okay. All right. Shawn Seals is with my guest today on Soul on Soul with Finesse. We are going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Shawn about his new music, new single that's really hot. Get a chance for you guys to hear that for the first time on your radio station near you. And as you know, we've been heard worldwide. Shout out to the folks in New Zealand, because they've been hitting me up, and Sweden. I didn't know that you guys were listening to you. I read your emails. So thank you. And if you miss any episode of this broadcast or any of our broadcasts, make sure you check out our podcast, available at podbean.com. What up, Podbean? Thank you for helping Soul on Soul with Finesse to blow up. When we come back, more with Shawn Seals. Welcome back. Soul on Soul with Finesse. It's your boy Finesse, my man Shawn Seals. Even though he went to the wrong high school, he went to Fowler. But I gotta say, at that time, my homegirl, she was principal, I believe. She became principal. Miss Levin was over there, so always hooking us up. Whole Love Flight crew, gotta love. And of course, I'm a Nottingham Bulldog. We always gonna represent, no matter where we go. So
It's
remember
all
that we're
good.
worldwide.
It's all good.
And nothing but love. Fowler was one of those places in high school that showed love. So shout out to Fowler High School. Is Fowler even open, or have they changed the name? So much has gone on in Syracuse. I haven't been home in a while.
I believe they changed the name, and I think they're changing the name back.
Okay. Yeah, you got to keep that history. Don't be changing names. Keep the history, our history when we growing up. And Shawn, I always, one of the things I like to do is give artists the opportunity to share their website and their social media, so that when folks are listening, they can begin following them and gain new fans and support. And like you heard, we are heard worldwide now. So please share your social media and your website.
Cool. The website is thesealsexperience.com. That's thesealsexperience.com. Instagram, The Seals Experience. Facebook, Shawn Seals and SMX. On Twitter, Shawn Seals 1.
Right.
I believe that's everything.
All right. And, let's show some love to the folks in your group, because I'm sure they're from Syracuse or from the upstate area. So let's give them some shout out and love. Who are the members of your group?
It could be vast, but my core is a shout out to Mike Durham, that's my MD, Jada Brown, my news vocalist, Slick Slide, Sylvester Livingston, my bass player out there in Geneva, Jeff Martin, my guitar player here in Syracuse, Issa Grayson, my percussionist. Yeah, that's everybody.
All right.
The people that played in the album: Evan Leslie on bass, Jason Smith on keys in Oregon.
And that's it? Okay.
Yeah, that's about everybody.
All right. So Shawn, I have to, because you've been doing this for a minute as an independent artist. For what's been the hardest thing for you as an independent artist and being seen, heard, and discovered?
The lack of understanding of marketing and promotion.
Okay. Well, you getting all of it here with us. You know how we roll here, Soul on Soul with Finesse. You've been one of those folks that been behind me since day one from the Z89 days. So, got to turn around and show y'all love. So anything that we're doing, we could do for you as well. And speaking of, I was talking about your new song before we went to the last break, and I want to play it for everyone now. Talk about the name of this new song and who's doing the vocals on it
now. Depending on which one you're gonna play, the song is beautiful. It's something I wrote a while ago, and I recorded, and I sung, and I released, and the vocalist is Miss Jada Brown, who I came across in one of my other activities as a musician. And I don't fawn over singers. I don't I'm hard pressed to fanboy anybody, but when she sung, I was just like, oh my God, yo, who you work with? You got to work with me. And we've been together ever since.
Yeah, shout out Jada Brown, because you killed this record right here that we're going to play. Beautiful. And actually, that is the record. I only thought that was a new single. Obviously, you got two. We're going to get all the music on that you're playing for us right now. But this is a single, beautiful, and Jada, you got it going on. So Shawn, I'm gonna let you introduce it, then we'll get into that, and we'll have more on Soul with Finesse.
Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful.
All right, we'll be back. You hear it, Shawn Seals, beautiful.
Yep.
When I look into your face, in my ears, all I hear is beautiful music. And when I look into your eyes, I just see beauty. You're beautiful. Winter, spring, summer, fall, it doesn't matter to me at all. All I can see when I close my eyes is you. Over and over and it plays in my mind. Just how you make me feel inside. All I feel is beautiful music. All I hear is beautiful music. All I see is beautiful music. Thank you for showing me your love, your love. Looking out across the bay, watching the osprey fly, wondering what it sees over the ocean skies. I can't understand this thing called love at all, at all, at all. But you show me. Show me. All I see beautiful music. All I
Told y'all folks that song beautiful. Shawn Seals SNX. That's Jada Brown on the vocals. That is a dope song. Shawn, are we gonna get video for that?
We are in the works. We should have video in the next. I'm not even gonna put no date on it. We should have video on it soon.
Okay. Well, you gotta send us the video because quiet is kept. We getting ready to start our music channel. Quiet is kept. Don't tell anybody, even though I'm saying it on the radio show. We starting the music channel. So yeah, that's right. For you listening, yeah, it's coming. We told you it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So make sure you send that to us. Shawn, so what else is in the works for Shawn Seals and SNX?
Well, we have the album Color coming out with a release date of August 19th. And then we're working on, the season's changing. So we got Christmas project we're working on. And then the next project, don't know when it's coming out, but, and gigging and shows, and we're trying to be everywhere that you need to be.
All right. So when we start really gearing up down this way, we'll be hitting you up. Corey and I are talking about doing these Soul on Soul with Finesse shows. We thought we had coming up, but we had some other issues and important emergency issues coming up that we got to take care of. So hopefully soon we'll be doing that. All right.
No doubt.
And Shawn, man, I want to thank you again for always supporting and then coming on the show. It's been a real pleasure catching up with you. And I'm expecting big things with this record. I think this is the record right here for y'all. Right here.
Oh, definitely. I feel it in my bones.
All right.
This
So
we're
gonna mark that down again, folks in Syracuse. When you listen to this, your man and called it. Beautiful Shawn Seals and SNX telling you it's a hit. Make sure you support that. Support the brothers, support all that we do, and support good music. All right. Now, Shawn, do you have any music on any streaming platforms as of yet?
We have music on, of course, the website, SOSexperience.com, but also on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Play, iTunes, Groove, Deezer, wherever you get your Amazon, wherever you get your music from, wherever you download it from, anywhere in the world, you type in Shawn Seals or type in Shawn Seals and SMX, and something is gonna come up.
All right, so you heard that. Make sure you go follow and support and do like we always do. Shawn, once again, thank you for coming on the show. Maybe sometime soon I'll come in Syracuse, and hopefully you guys are gigging somewhere. We just get to catch up. All right?
That's what's up.
All right. That's going to do it for this edition of Soul on Soul with Finesse. Follow us on all social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok. You know how we do. We keeping your soul connected. We got another funky, fresh show for you next week. So make sure you check us out. Until then, have yourself the blessed one. Peace.
Soul Media Production.